How are you going with that urn?
I am fully committed to, sort of draining the samovar here this afternoon.
It's good licorice tea, isn't it?
Licorice. Licorice tea. Be happy and smile, it says. I'm working on it.
Chill o'clock. Tea time.
Okay.
So with that, welcome back.
Hi, folks.
So good to be having another conversation with you. And today we wanted to share with you a little about how the Bruderhof communities welcomes new children and new babies. And
we're getting a lot of practice at the moment.
Yeah,
not us. not us, but like our community.
Yeah, our community here.
You don't wish. Been there, done that.
I'm happy for this
Washed up the t-shirt.
Yes, I really am. Happy for this
Sorry,
season.
I interrupted. Yeah.
It's okay. I'm used to it.
Yeah, you are.
We have had a lot of new babies arriving to families here, and it's been just a very exciting couple of weeks.
You could say we're quite a vibrant young community.
Yes, it's so fun.
It's beautiful.
So we were thinking, we should just tell you about how we welcome these new little ones into the wider community, not just to the families.
It feels really important, especially in light of so much suffering, so much violence and hardship for families and children in this world right now. So all the more the fact that we have the opportunity to do the exact opposite, to show love and care and welcome.
And I think every parent, we said it when our boys were born, we're like, this is a crazy time to be bringing children into the world. And I think now that for the mothers, wow. But there's such a sign of hope, such a sign of life. And our founder actually said that every child is a thought in the mind of God. And that is something we really try to emphasize throughout, especially a child's life at the very beginning. And when we use the local health services, so when a baby's born in the hospital, after they're ready to come home with their mom, within the next couple of days, our whole community will go to where they're living, where the family's living with a new little one, and welcome the baby, and we'll all go by and look through a window, and
we file past outside,
we'll be
and
singing lullabies,
sing gentle, soft little lullabies. And what I always enjoy about that moment is watching the children of the community, the older kids, just their wide-eyed wonder at seeing this new life.
It's an incredible way to say welcome home. You're part of us, and it's not like those months, the 9 months prior, haven't been an important time for that couple in the community to get ready for this new arrival, but finally we're meeting that new person for the first time, and it's very special.
And then after that, usually again within the first couple weeks of the child's life, we'll have a special service where the family can present their child to the church. It's not quite as formal as it sounds. Usually we're outdoors if the weather's kind, and the kids are all there, and the father and mother will walk around the circle and show everybody their infant so we can get a nice close look.
And share their thoughts.
Maybe some, choose a few scriptures that express what they're feeling as their family welcomes this new life. And then one of our pastors and or a grandparent or somebody else who's special to the family will say a blessing and a prayer. And it's really a way of we as parents acknowledging and asking the church community to be partners with us in caring for and raising this child. We know we can't do that on our own. First of all, we rely on God through prayer and through our brothers and sisters within the community to help nurture our kids and really to create an environment where they and we all can stay in connection with our Creator.
I remember just before we moved here 20 years ago, our middle son had just been born, and we had that special blessing ceremony at our old community before we moved here, and it was kind of like a welcome for him and a farewell, and that's always connected us with our community of origin and connected him there. Excuse me, but it was
getting emotional.
No, I just really coughed. It's an amazing kind of first introduction for all of us to pray for that child and say, whatever challenges this child might have, we're committed to providing a safe, healthy environment where this little person can flourish and become the man or woman that God wants them to be.
So unlike some faith traditions, we don't baptize our infants. We're Anabaptists, so we believe in adult baptism. But all the same, we acknowledge that each of us is reliant fully on God for every breath we take, and each day of our life is numbered and known.
Chris mentioned reverence, and there's this beautiful Hasidic saying that we love that says, whenever a child walks down the road, a company of angels goes before him proclaiming, "Make way for the image of the Holy One." And I think that thought is really important whenever we consider children, because the children within our community keep us grounded, they keep us connected, they keep us humble, they keep us in touch with the things that matter.
Keep us
things
laughing.
Like laughter, forgiveness, looking forward instead of back. You know, just living in the very present. Yeah. And they're such an important and vibrant part of our community.
You know, and maybe that's part of the key to why Jesus told his followers that unless we become like little children, we won't enter the kingdom. Just those attributes that you mentioned.
It's a marvelous story in the Bible where they're all, you know, the adults are all bickering and thinking about who's better than who, and he brings the children in the middle. And I think as a community, we continually have to think, you know, what's good for the children is good for all of us.
Yeah, and obviously none of that is to say that children are perfect all the time or aren't impish little people. But
they keep us humble and connected.
But they are the closest to the source, and the rest of us will do well to remember that. And certainly it's a privilege to be able to welcome children and to share as a community in caring for them and supporting their families. And
we can really attest to that with our older boys, our older sons. Now they're grown men, but they have such strong connections with a variety of people throughout the community who have cared for them and loved them since they were younger.
So how about you? What are the ways that you welcome children into your life, into your churches, into your experience? Does any of this resonate with you? Be interested in hearing your feedback. And I guess, you know, if you're not in a place where you interact regularly with children, one thing we can all certainly do at the moment is pray for children and pray for families around the world. It feels like it's needed like never before.
And I would say if you do have children that you can be in touch with in your life right now, I think it's so important because it's such an insecure time in the world, and children need security more than ever from people that love them. And for those of us who aren't looking after little kids anymore, it's an important time in our life to support parents that are.
Catch our breath.
Yeah, well, you know how full on it is, you know, the toilet training, the tantrums,
Yeah, and it's...
Remember those days?
I'm having flashbacks. So anyway, those are our thoughts for today. We hope you've got something out of this. Thanks for dropping us a comment to give us feedback on this video. And speaking of which, if you are enjoying our videos, if you get any kind of value from them, please consider subscribing. It's wonderful to see our community of viewers growing, and we do try to interact with you through the comments. We also love it when people email us. You can get our email address off the channel page. Thank you very much for all you're doing to make this a two-way conversation, and we look forward to keeping it going. But for now, I'm going to put my head back into this urn and continue draining this tea.
We'll talk again soon. Thanks for your time.
Yes.